Okay. So again, this is your homework, and then you click and you'll drag to see which ones you're gonna do, okay? All right, so let's go to the top. You're gonna move those in the correct spot. We're gonna talk about terminating and repeating decimals. So you can convert any rational number, which are decimals and fractions, into terminating decimals. And what does terminate mean in language arts? What does it mean?
Like get rid of?
To get rid of, right? To finish, correct? We terminated your position. We got rid of or finished your position. There's nothing left, right? So terminate means to end. Yes, exterminator, terminator, right? Terminate, the terminator. Okay, so terminate means to come to an end. Repeating means that it infinitely repeats. There's never ever going to be an end. The pattern continues on forever. Okay? So here, we're going to take the rational number, which is a fractional value, and anytime you have a fraction, it's considered rational. It's just when it's in a decimal form, it has to be terminating or repeating to be considered rational. Okay? So, we're going to divide. Numerator goes in, denominator at the door. Thank you for saying it with me. So then we divide. So does 16 go into 5? No, it does not. So we put a 0. Add a decimal, bring it up, add a 0. Does 16 go into 50?
Yes.
So we're going to do 3 times 16 to get 48. We subtract and get 2. Add a 0, bring it down. 16 goes into 20 once. 1 times 16 is 16. Get a 4. Add a 0, bring it down. 16 goes into 40. 2 times 16 is 32. Subtract and get an 8. Add a 0, bring it down. And then 16 goes into 85 times, and we subtract and get 0. There's nothing left. So because there's nothing left, and it has a remainder of 0, it's considered a terminating decimal. Okay? If it ends, which means that it eventually had a remainder of 0, right? Then it was terminating. It completes. Okay? So if we're going to do 13 divided by 33, here, the numerator went in, 13 went in. Denominator is 33, that's at the door. When they're dividing, just like you normally divide, what's happening every single time? What's happening here? William?
Having to add zeros.
You're having to keep adding zeros every single time and bring them down, right? And is my remainder 0? No, it's 13. So if I add another 0 here and I bring it down, 33 goes into 130 3 times again, yes? Yes, and that keeps happening. 130, 99, correct? So the pattern is going to continue. It's going to be 39, 39, 39. Does it ever end? It's infinite, right? So that's considered a repeating decimal. So 0.39, and we put bar notation right over it, okay? Which means both the 3 and the 9 are repeating. So it's 39, 39, 39, infinitely. This little line above it is called bar notation. Okay? Any questions? All right, so now there's some under here. These are the your turns. So we're going to try 4, 5, and 6. So I'll do number 4 with you as a class, and then you'll do 5 and 6 on your own. Okay? So we want to write it as a decimal. So numerator goes, denominator at the, how many times does 7 go into 4? Okay, add a decimal, bring it up, add a 0. How many times does 7 go into 40? 7 times 7 is 49. So not 7. 6 times is 42. 5 times is, and then we subtract and we get a remainder of 5. Now what? Add a 0, bring it. How many times does 7 go into 50? 7. So 7 times 7 is? We subtract and get a 1. Add a 0, bring it. Okay, how many times does 7 go into 10? 1 times 7 is? We have a 3. Add a 0, bring it. How many times does 7 go into 30? 4 times 7 is? I subtract and get a 2. Add a 0, bring it. How many times does 7 go into 20? 2 times 7 is 14. I subtract and then get a 6. Add a 0, bring it.
Down.
How many times does 7 go into 60?
8 equals 56.
And we're left with a,
4.
add a 0, bring it.
Down. And it's going to repeat. So it's
And 7 goes into 40 how many times? 5 times. We're back at the 40. You see how we're back at the 40 at the top? And then it's going to go in 5 times, which is 35. So this whole thing is repeating. Okay? We had to keep going to see it repeats. Eventually, a denominator of 7 will repeat. So here, my answer is actually going to be 0.571428 with bar notation over the whole 571428. Okay, that's my answer. All right, so you have to keep going long enough that you're like, this definitely is not repeating. Okay, then you're going to try number 5 and number 6. Put the bar notation if it repeats from now on. Okay, so the answers were 0.3 repeating and 0.45, right? So now we're going to move on to the other side where we're writing mixed numbers as decimals. You can convert a mixed number into a decimal by rewriting the fractional value. So if it's 6 3/4, okay? Is that terminating or repeating, Martina?
Terminating.
Terminating. So this is a terminating decimal. It has an end. Okay? I'd like you to do number 8 by yourself. Okay. So we finished this last one over here, and this was 7.3 and it was repeating. So down here, you're just gonna do this bottom part by yourself, and then your homework is gonna be to sort these numbers in terminating and repeating. If you have extra time, you can start that now.